to the cloud. All right. All right. Thank you. All right, everyone go ahead and accept that you're good to go, that it is recording. Excellent. All right. Well, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thanks for being here. Again, my name is Kim O'Neill, and I'm a Platinum Agent with Seacret, and I'm in Orlando prepping for boot camp and trainer school. Super excited, cannot wait. And Jesse messaged and he's like, who can be the training today? So you guys are in luck because I actually happen to be a personal development trainer. That's what I do. And as a topic, the timing was actually really good. How many people in here do some kind of personal development? You do, like, you read books, you do seminars, you do whatever, right? Great. I have been looking for some kind of program or something to kind of get my mind going again, to kind of just tighten up my mental toughness, you know, not to get away from making excuses and whatnot. And things seem to pop up in my news feeds. You know how the internet just kind of watches us, right? And these things kind of float their way into my view at the time that I need it. And I came across the site, and it had like before and after pictures on it. And while before and after pictures are great, you know, I love seeing people make physical transformations, but where do you guys think a physical transformation starts? Right? It starts in the head, right? How many of you have started a program before and not finished it? How many of you have made a promise to yourself and broken it? Yeah. And what kind, you know, you think about the kinds of things that get in our way. The things that get in our way, right? Maybe you have a sick kid. Maybe you're just not feeling good. Maybe the weather's not good. There's little things that sneak in there that we allow to stop us from doing what we intended to do. And it's that willingness to compromise that has led us all to be exactly where we are right now, right? How many people would like to be further along in their business? How many people would like to have better health, be more physically fit, manage your time better, you know, right? All these things. So this program that I came across, and I'm not affiliated with it. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm not affiliated with it. I haven't started it yet, but I'm really intrigued by it, and I'm really excited to move forward with it. And I'm going to tell you why. Like I said, I found the program, a group, because it was like a before and after picture, and I was intrigued. I've done a ton of fitness programs. How many of you have done some kind of program, like a 12-week program, some kind of 30-week program, some kind of challenge, right? And then you go right back to your lifestyle that like it was before, you know? Anyone can do anything for 30 days. Anyone can do anything for 30 days. But this program, it's called 75 Hard, and it stands for 75 hard days, essentially. And the person who created it, his name is Andy Frisella. Let's say Frisella, I think. And he does a podcast called Real AF, and you can imagine what AF stands for. And he does drop the bombs, you know, so if you're easily offended, it might not be for you, but his message is really good. I went into this group and I was looking around, and I'm seeing all these before and afters. And so I listened to the podcast that talks about the program, because I'm not really interested in doing another fitness program that I'm probably not going to finish. I just, you know, I'm not interested in letting myself down in that way. In fact, I'm sick of letting myself down. I'm sick of starting things and not finishing them, getting a good start, and then just, how many of you have been like on a really good roll before, and then you have like one day that turns into a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, right? That's what happens. And what I'm really excited about with this program to do, there is no try, young grasshopper, right? There is no try, do or do not, is that it is, he brands it as like an Ironman for your brain, like an Ironman program for your brain. And it's not a fitness program, but you will have physical results by doing it. So I'm getting more and more intrigued. I'm like, okay, what is it? There's 5 rules in this program. You have to work out twice a day, 2 separate times, 45 minutes each. Okay, but some of us already were like, you know, who's got time to do that? But this is one of the rules. Twice a day, 45 minutes. It's really not that much, 90 minutes in a day. How much time do you spend doing this with the phone? So twice. And one of the workouts has to be outside every single day. Another rule is that you have to drink a gallon of water every day. Another rule is that you have to read 10 pages of some kind of nonfiction, personal development, entrepreneurial book, something that you can actually learn something, right? And it's not, you can't do Kindle, you can't do audiobooks. Why not? What do you think? Too easy, right? It's something, go ahead, Victor, what were you gonna say?
Too easy not to be engaged.
It is, right? We can multitask, right? We're not really paying attention. Thank you for chiming in with that. And you also can't really see your progress, right? There is something about being able to flip pages and you turn the book sideways and you see, you bend the page or you have a bookmark and you can see how far along you've gone. And there's like that sense of accomplishment, right? So one of the rules is to read 10 pages of a personal development book. How many rules did I give you? 3? The workout, the water, the reading. Number 4 is you have to take a progress pic every single day. Does that sound ridiculous? Progress pic every single day. And then there's one other rule. I can't even remember what it is. And I know you guys are kind of jotting them down. It's not the point of understanding what these 5 rules are. You can go to his website, andyfrisilla.com and look it up. You can go to 75 Hard, just look it up. You will find it. The point is that you have to do these tasks every single day for 75 days in a row. They're not difficult tasks. How many of you have heard something is simple, but it's not easy? You heard that before? That's what this is, right? Because anyone can do anything, like I said, for 30 days. How many of you have started a program and you're like, yeah, you get through your first week, that Sunday to Saturday, and you're like, I just did my first week. You're like, yes, and it's a huge accomplishment. Maybe you went 7 whole days without eating sugar, or you went, 10 days with, I don't know, not drinking alcohol. I don't know, whatever it is for you, there's some kind of sense of accomplishment. But what this program is designed to do is to get you to commit to following these rules and accomplishing these activities every day for 75 days, no exceptions, no tailoring the program to suit your lifestyle. How many of you have done that? Oh, this program works great for them. They wrote the book, they're the expert. Let me tailor it because I know best, right? That's what we do. And that's why we are where we are. That's why we are not where we want to be, is because we do not have the mental toughness and the mental discipline to do what needs to be done, even when we don't feel like doing it. How many people how many of you have heard Muzaffar say, successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do, even when they don't want to do it, right? This mantra is so true. And the point of doing the 2 exercises, or the 2 workouts in a day, Angel, I will probably refer Donna to look it up because Donna's always awesome and she'll find those 5 rules for me. The 5 rules for the group. I just saw the chat. But the point of doing the 2 workouts in a day is if you knock it out, say, 45 plus 45 is 90 minutes. So I'll just do a 90-minute workout. What did you just do with the program? You compromised it. You compromised it, right? That is not what you were supposed to do. That was not the task. The task is very clear. 2 45-minute workouts, not 42 minutes, not 43 minutes, not 15, 45 minutes, and 1 has to be outside. And the point of having it 1 outside, do you think you're going to have some inclement weather here and there? Do you think you might end up working out in the rain, in the snow, in the heat, at 2 in the morning, outside, in the rain? Because you didn't do what you needed to do throughout the day? That's the point. The point is to put yourself in a situation where you're doing something you don't want to do because you said you were going to do it. And if you cannot rely on the promises and the commitments that you make to yourself, why in the hell should anybody else? Right? We have to respect ourselves enough to keep the promises and the commitments that we make to ourselves. And so I'm really intrigued with this concept of the program. And the claim that he's making from it is if you do this for 75 days, you will change your life in every way. Because how many people have taken courses? You've got the tools. How many people know what to do in so many areas, but you're not doing it? Every single one of us, right? Every single one of us. This program, why I'm intrigued by it, again, I'm not affiliated. I'm excited about it because I'm going to do this when I get home. You have to do it. You have to do it every day, and you have to follow the rules to a T. And if you miss anything, you miss any part of it on any day, you start back at day 1. So for example, you went 74 days and you did everything. And on day 74, you were an ounce short on your water, or you read 9.5 pages instead of 10, you start back at day one. You start back at day one. Yeah, it's tough, right? So there's so many like transformations and transitions that they talk about going through this. You know, people, when we start out, will be like, oh my gosh, you know, there's a birthday party. How do I not eat this? And that was the other thing. Oh, that was the fifth rule. Fifth rule was pick a diet and stick to it. Any diet you want. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care what diet you're doing. He doesn't care what workouts you're doing. He cares that you're following a diet for 75 days. No cheat meals, no tailoring, no changing it up, no junk, no alcohol. Right? So it's a discipline thing. You have one potato chip, back to day one. You know, you do, but you pick your own meal plan based on what you want to do, what your goals are, what your personal goals are, and you follow it. So those are the 5 rules. And he talks about if you fail and start over, there's nothing wrong with failing and starting over, right? Because there's an opportunity. You get to see where your weak points are. You get to see how you allow excuses to creep in and rob you of the success that you deserve to be having, right? And we do this to ourselves. So starting over isn't necessarily a bad thing, but every time you start over, your chances of actually completing the program go down. Make sense? Because it's hard, right? That's why it's called 75 hard. The rules are easy. Do it for 75 days. And he also talks about how you get like halfway through and your mindset changes. Who's done a program where it was hard at first, but then you got into it and then things just became non-negotiables, right? You ever done that? It's just a non-negotiable. This is just something that I get done. I don't feel like doing it, but this is what I'm doing because I said I would, and that's just the way it is. He talks about getting, you know, halfway through and being excited and then saying, oh my gosh, I still have so far to go. He talks about like a 50-day hump where you're almost there, but you're like, man, I'm sick of this. You know, how many people have done really well at something and then you start to lose steam, right? You lose your edge. So this is like this is one of the reasons why it's a 75-day program versus a 30-day program or a 21-day program or a 60-day program, because you have to push past the point where you don't feel like doing it anymore. You have to push through it. You have to push through. You don't want to just be, someone called it like a success zombie. I'm just going to check the blocks and I'm going to do what I have to do so I can say that I did it and get it done. You want to stay sharp. You want to still have your edge. You want to still, you know, have that grind and just that hunger for it. So you have to find ways and get creative to keep yourselves motivated. So I don't know, who thinks this program sounds pretty interesting? Some of you are like, hell no, hell no. But I'm really excited to do it because I see it as a way to apply this into my business too, right? Muzaffar's been a mentor of mine since 2016 when I came into the company, and he talks about presentations, you know, 16 to 20 in a month, or a week, I don't remember. I gotta review. But so many a month for 24 consecutive months. If you miss a week, you miss a month, you go back to month 1. And I was like, oh, this is very similar, right? So I think if we did this, or anyone who did this can get through that 75 days, I think so many other areas of your life are going to benefit as a result of that. Because when you can get in your mind that you are going to do the things you say you're going to do, and you can count on your own word and the promises that you make to yourself, you're going to be absolutely bulletproof. And it's not going to matter what other people's opinions are, right? It's not going to matter the naysayers or people saying, why are you doing this? It doesn't matter. I'm doing it because I said I was going to. And when I say I'm going to do something, I follow through on it. Like, who feels like that would be a good feeling? I know right now, if I start the program, if I announce it, part of me is, I feel like if I announce it to the world, people are like, oh, here she goes again with another program. Maybe she'll finish it. Maybe she won't. I want to be to the point where I say, when I start something, I know I'm going to finish it. And I'm not there yet because I've allowed these excuses. I've allowed having a young child. I've allowed bad weather. I've allowed just not feeling like it. I've allowed me modifying the way things should be done to a way that's more convenient to me. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm nervous, but I'm excited to identify my own weak points and overcome that. I don't know. that's what I have today. That's my excitement right now is looking at that. It's a very much a self-awareness tool and discovery. And I love that it's free. He doesn't sell you anything. And it's a doing thing. It's not just going and attending a training, taking some notes, getting all the resources, paying for some knowledge, and then doing nothing with it, or maybe doing something with it for a week. This is, you just go in and you just do it and you just make it happen day after day after day after day. And there's, big group together support that you can get with. But I'm really excited to do it. I'm excited. So does anyone have any questions or anything they wanted to bring up, for today? 20 minutes in, anyone? No?
What's the name of that program again?
Okay,
75
so
Hard?
yes, 75 hard, like difficult, HARD. And
Hard, HARD. Okay, I was doing heart
yes.
like a heart. That's
because
why I
you're
was-
sweet and you're like, oh, let's, put our heart into it. But it's like, no, you want to be a hard ass and get it done. And hard as in difficult, because even though the rules are simple, it's not going to be easy to be consistent for that long, but it's going to be worth it. Right. And I think one of the best ways we can invest in ourselves is to become the person that we can count on. Stop lying to ourselves, stop letting ourselves down, stop telling ourselves we're going to do something and not doing it. Because again, if we can't even count on ourselves, why the hell should anybody else? How are we going to lead anybody if we can't lead ourselves? So accountability to ourselves. And another thing he talks about is you can tell the people that kind of fluff through it and say they did it, but didn't, because of the lessons that they learned along the way. I will drop the podcast somewhere. Where would I put those, Trish? They can't see you, but tell me where. If I wanted to leave links or something, where would I put that?
We can put them in the
Team Synergy or whatever.
the chats or something, or we can.
Yeah.
We'll ask Kara.
Okay, we'll ask Kara. I will get. I'll get the information to you. Again, I'm not sponsoring it. I'm not promoting it. I don't get anything from it. I'm just excited at the concept by it, and that for me it resonated really hard, and I'm looking forward to doing it and kicking my own ass, basically. Yeah.
What is the
Which is what it's
purpose
supposed to
behind
do.
a cold shower by chance?
So that's not until later. So worry about the first 75 days and then you'd get into that. But there is this stuff, there is stuff on biohacking and telomeres and all this other stuff with cold showers. But yeah.
Curious, thanks.
Yes. So it's Andy Priscilla is his name. His podcast is Real AF. And the name of the program is 75 Hard. There's a group on Facebook. If you wanted to be invited to that group, private message me and I'll invite you to it, because there's like a lot of different ones. But private message me. I'm Kimberly O'Neill on Facebook. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm a terrible wrap up right now. I would love to have some kind of call to action for you guys for today. So how many people, when I talk today about this, could relate? I know most of you have your video off, but a lot of you have it on. So there's areas where you're selling yourself short, right? So my call to action to you today is to take an honest look at yourself if you're not where you want to be. And seriously, be honest with yourself. Why aren't you there? And I'm not talking about because I live in this area or because I only know this many people. Those are excuses. That's not why. Because there's solutions to every obstacle, right? We don't want to let obstacles be our excuses. And this isn't to make anybody feel bad, but we can't improve our standpoint from where we are until we admit what the real issue is. And it's all up here. Every single bit of it is up here. But I want you guys to take a look at that today and say, what are you doing that's holding you back? When have you lied to yourself? And why shouldn't you? Why do you deserve to be able to count on yourself? Like, why do you deserve to keep your word to yourself? Because you all do. You're all here. You're investing in yourself. You want to be better. You wouldn't be on this call right now if you were just lazy and sedentary and not caring and having no ambition. You would not be here on this call. So you have some kind of drive. You have some kind of internal something. You have something that you're seeking. And I'm telling you, whatever you're seeking, it's already in you. So that's my call to action for you today, is to take a look at yourself, where you're at, and say, why am I here? And what needs to change to get to where I want to be? And what the hell am I going to do about it? How's that? Sound good? All right. Well, that's it then. That's all I've got for you. Was that okay for like a last minute training? Good thing for today. All right. I hope you guys are tuning into boot camp. I hope to meet, if you're here, if you're coming to boot camp, please find me. If you see me, just come smack me on the back, not too hard, but say, hey, Kimmy, I'm so-and-so. And I'll give you a big hug. Really excited to meet anyone that's going to be here. Yes, Donna, I can't wait to see you. And I was really happy to be able to hop on here last minute and hang out with everybody today. It's good to see all your faces, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. I'm going to stop the recording, and then if anyone has any questions, you can hang out for a minute.